Governor Jadala Wani directs Juba City Council to ensure a gene to curb the spread of cholera. And Christmas football tournament opens in Western Barakazan State Capital. Wow. Hello and welcome to Ssbc 8 p.m. news coming to live in the national capital Juba with me, Abraham Aken. We thank you all for joining us. The Minister of Investment, Dr. Dio Matogding, has opened a blessing exhibition organized by Cholera Sawa Group in Juba. Addressing the occasion, Minister Dio highlighted the significance of empowering local businesses, particularly women. The representative of Cholera Sawa Group, Padencia George, and Mama Sadia also spoke during the event.
المعرض اللي انتم جبتوه الليله ده بكل ده اثر كبير جدا وواقع بالنسبه للاسر. انا طفت على المعرض وشفت المستوى بتاع الحضور للبضائع ومستوى الاسعار التي يمكن ان تكون متناول لكل الزور. في الفترات الماضيه ما كان في دعم ووقوف بالنسبه للمستثمر الوطني. ونحن شفنا احوال اسواق بتاعنا نحن في البلد ده. ودي محل القلق كبير جدا بالنسبه للقياده السياسيه في البلد، لانه اصلا الاوطان ببنيها ابنائها.
فاي زول لما يكون له هدف اكيد بيقدر يوصل لهدفه، لانه الشهريه بتكون لك سوق لمده يومين اللي كنا نعمل في المعرض، وبنشكر ربنا انه كان ناجح جدا بالنسبه لنا وخلانا نوصل لمرحله الليله احنا قدرنا نرجع ريجنسي فورتين من ثاني. ريجنسي تكونوا عارفين عنه الصعوبات مثلا بتاعت الايجارات والحاجات دي، لكن ما بتغلبنا كنساء لما الهدف قدرنا نوصل.
اسعارنا احسن من السوق وفي حاجات جوده. احنا حاجاتنا كويسه ومخفضه وباسعار كويسه، وكل ما تشتهيه المرأة العصرية موجود من أطفال، ملابس ناس كبار، كل حاجات الميك اب، البخور، شينات، أحذية، ملابس أطفال، أي شيء.
Central Equatorial State Governor Agustino Jadala Wani has directed the authorities of Juba City Council and State Ministry of Health to maintain a gene in the city to prevent cholera outbreak. Governor Jadala made the directives during a joint meeting in his office with the officials from both Juba City Council and State Ministry of Health. The Director General of the State Ministry of Health, Dr. James Wani, reaffirmed the cooperation of his ministry with the City Council in combating the cholera outbreak.
This meeting we discuss about how to prevent cholera in Central Ordination. So we have a team from the Ministry of Health and including the team from the Juba City Council. We are working together to make sure that we address prevention of cholera in Central Ordination. Thank you.
ولكن نريد ان احنا 5 يوم بيدينا املاك الحمايه والقضاء على الظواهر السلبيه بتاعت الصحه الموجود في البلد، الخلافات الصحيه، ونحن هذا شغالين فيه، ونحن نتعاون مع بعض انه نحن كيف نقدر نعمل وقايه.
We now go to Unity State, capital Bantu, where the government has embarked on rice plantation for sustainable food security. Governor Riek Bimtop launched rice piloting project of 7 acres in Bantu's suburb. Ssbc Mayan Riamyok reports from Bantu.
The governor of Unity State, Justice Riek Bimtop, launched rice planting projects aimed at enhancing food security and promoting sustainable agriculture in the state. Covering 7 acres in Bantu's suburbs, the initiative seeks to empower farmers, improve crop yields, and combat hunger. Governor Yegbim emphasized the importance of agriculture activities in addressing hunger and pledged to expand the project to other counties.
This is the first time ever Unity State government to take part in an initiative of rice plantation. And we have thought throughout how we can chase away the anger. Then we have come to the conclusion. The only solution for us to be free from these social diseases like anger is to work hard, cultivate for ourselves. The Unity State has taken this initiative because of the struggle of the people here. The flooding has been the serious issue. People are running away from the water.
Dr. Motushi, held up from the Coalition for Humanity, the implementing partner, stated the project will build community resilience and ensure food security over the next 3 years. Plan to introduce yam cultivation were also discussed.
This project is about building community resilience, and in building community resilience, we are looking at components of building the peace part of it, having food security and protection. So under this project, the component of food security, where we are currently standing, we have evaluated the community and the suffering the community goes through, planting of various types of crops. And through this, we have looked at the maize, we have looked at the sorghum, and sometimes they are swept away by floods. So Unity State being prone to flooding, we have made a research and confirmed that rice would be a good crop that can be planted in this area.
Wadar Yakmu, Director General of the Ministry of Agriculture, called for prioritizing agriculture and utilizing Unity State's fertile land.
I call the people of Unity State to continue with cultivation in Unity State. For us to overcome the food insecurity in our areas so that we can cultivate. Cultivation is our first weapon that we eradicate the hunger in Unity State. So this initiative is a very great initiative that we cannot stop here in these areas where we can conduct this rice piloting production. So we extend it to the other counties.
Project goal is to train farmers in modern agriculture techniques, provide high-quality seed and irrigation system, promote rice and other sustainable crops like yam, expand to other counties in Unity State. The project is expected to improve local livelihoods, enhance production, and build a resilient food secure community in Unity State. Mayariam Yok, SSBC News, NTU Town, Unity State.
Thank you, Mayan Riambiok, for that report. Now, the Chief of South Sudan People's Defense Forces, General Santino Dengwol, has assured the security stability across the country ahead of the Christmas festival. General Santino Dengwol called on South Sudanese to celebrate Christmas and New Year holidays in peace and harmony. He made the assurance while addressing the South Sudan People's Defense Forces parade in Juba on Sunday.
المادر بتاع الليلة ده سيدات بيجي كريسماس كنين ماشيين ليجي كنين ماشيين ليجي لازم أنينا نعملكم بريبن يعودوا أنتم بعدين نعتمد مدينة جوبا ولا أزواج بتاع مدينة جوبا مدينة جوبا كرمامن أيام بتاع صلوات لما المواطنين بتاعنا يخوض في كنائس ويطلب بسلام ويال بتاعنا يلا من ساسيتا لساسيتا بدون مشكلة بالمعنى أننا أقدر عدم أمن بتاع مدينة جبا أننا بفرق بأمن بتاع مدينة جبا يعود معنا كلام ده ليه دارين نكون جاهزين لاستقبال بتاع الكريسماس ونين ماشيين لسنة.
We now go for a short break, and when we come back, we shall go to Western Equatoria State, where new priests and deacons have been ordained the mission of Christ in the region. Please stay with us. Welcome back. We now cross over to Western Equatorial State, where new priests and deacons have been ordained in Tumbra, Yambio Diocese, marking a significant step in advancing the mission of Christ in the region. Ssbc's Emmanuel Patrick Laku reports.
The Catholic Diocese of Tumbra, Yambio has ordained 7 priests and 6 deacons for services to God and Church during a sacramental ceremony at Ave Maria in Boko in Tumbra County of Western Equatorial State on Saturday, 7 December 2024. Bishop Matthias, the auxiliary bishop of Peterborough, Germany, performs the ordination rites. He lays his hands and performed a prayer of consecration, invoking the authority given by Christ to the apostles to make new priests and deacons.
Big temptation for us as priests just to want to be more than we are. We are called to serve Jesus, and we are not the high priest ourselves. I just remember that I met a priest from Papua New Guinea in the Pacific, in the Caribbean, no, in the Pacific, of course, and he told me, our problem with our priests is as soon as they are ordained, they want to be the big man, but they are called and sent to serve. And I know this temptation very well, so we have always to keep in mind, we are just servants and representatives of the one and only High Priest, Jesus Christ.
Newly ordained priest Father Felix told Ssbc that his ordination during the sacramental ceremony marks a fundamental moment in his commitment to answer the call of Jesus. Community. Dr. Eduardo Hiboro Kusala supported the sacramental ceremony of the 13 people, which includes 3 deacons and 1 priest from Nigeria and 1 from India. For Ssbc News, I'm Emmanuel Patrick, Tumbra County, Western Equatoria.
South Sudan National Prison Service delegation led by Major General Joseph Benjamin Moses has conducted an administrative inspection to Northern Bahr el Ghazal State Prison Service Directorate. The delegation also held a joint meeting with the State Deputy Governor Tong Lwalayat in the presence of the Director of Will Prison Service, Major General Dio Lwaj, to revise progress and constraints facing the inmates in the prison.
We visited our headquarters here to see the personnel who are working in the prison, and we have found the prison is being managed in a good way despite challenges that are facing them, like the lack of drugs here in the prisons. But the prison authority is doing their best to ensure that medicine are flown to the inmates for their treatment. And then everything is going well. We have seen the warrants of the inmates.
challenges بتواجه شمال بحر الغزال عندنا اولا overcrowding ده المهم هو حاجه اكبر لان السجن الموجود عندنا هنا سجن كبير ده كان بنوه بدري بكاباسيتي بتاع 150 لكن هسه over 800 هو هسه الموجود ده بسبب لنا الاوفر كراودينج خالص وبقي نمرة 2 بتاع.
A two-day national dialogue on teachers' capacity building organized by the National Ministry of General Education and Instruction in collaboration with Intergovernmental Authority for East African Development concluded in Juba. In his closing remarks, the Director General for Teachers Development Management Service in the Ministry of General Education and Instruction, John Ssbc, the participants, and eager to implement the national dialogue resolutions in order to improve education sector in South Sudan. IGAD Head of Social Development Victoria Anip assured the importance of cooperation to improve educational infrastructure and funding education sector in South Sudan.
I believe we have spent a very good 3 days. We have really deliberated highly on this important subject. And let us hope that it's not going to be the last workshop to be conducted in. The only thing now we are looking forward is that for the IGAD to implement what had been discussed here. And on behalf of the Republic of South Sudan, I really say thank you very much.
We recognize that there are challenges, including lack of trained teachers, insufficient resources, and infrastructural challenges. I believe that by collaborating with all stakeholders, we can successfully overcome these challenges. I urge the government of the Republic of South Sudan to prioritize the welfare of teachers by increasing funding to the education sector, enhancing resources for Teachers Training Institute, and also ensuring timely payment of salaries, and providing psychosocial and mental health support to teachers. So let us work together to improve education and change South Sudan.
And in a significant development, the Women and Equity Organization organized a celebration ceremony of global 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls, under the theme Unite to End Violence Against Women and Girls in African Queen. In her key address, the guest of honor, Advocate Josephine Adedeng, encourages women to fight and end violence against women and girls by reporting cases of gender-based violence, to address the issue of forced and early marriage in the country. The chairperson of Women and Equity Organization, Yasmin Ahmed Kemis, described the commemoration as the day set aside to addressing challenges facing women and girls. A member of Women and Equity Organization, Lena John, commended Women and Equity Organization leadership for reviewing a call towards eliminating violence against women and girls in South Sudan.
وأنا من هنا كوزير التربية أنا بوجه مدارسنا كله نحن دايرين التربية الثقافية والتنمية من أجل سلام في كل مدارس، يكون في حصة حتى لو صعب بس أصاد بيفيد. يا أخوانا أجينا بيعلموه من صغير وبيعلموه مهلوم كتار ديل أنت تستفيد منهم تقدم لهم مهلوم بيسمع كلام، لكن أنت قلت دي تعلمهم في الهلة تاني ما بتلقاهم، تعلمهم في مدارسهم وتعلموا في مواقع بتاع الرياضة تدينا الجرعات ديل.
نحن في منظمة نساء من أجل السلام الثقافة والتنمية دي المرة الثالثة نحتفل ب 16 days of activism. الاحتفال ده كان صغير وكنا بنعمله تحت الشجرة لكن نحن الليلة بنشكر UNHCR وبلان انترناشونال، هم عملوا لنا سبورت وخلوا اليوم يكون ممكن وجملوا لنا اليوم، واكثر جمال وجودكم معانا وكل المعاني اللي احنا سمعناها منكم والكلمات اللي سمعناها من الوزارات المختلفة، وزارة التربية وكذلك وزارة أجندة.
Still to come, Juba County authorities have cracked down on street vendors in Juba market. We will have that story right here after a short break. Please do stay with us. Welcome back, and in case you have just joined us, this is Ssbc 8 p.m. news coming to life in the national capital, Juba, with me, Abraham Ken. Now, Juba County authorities, in collaboration with Rajaf Payam officials, have inspected Gumba Market on Saturday as part of a wider crackdown on street vendors. Stewart Bugo reports.
The move is aimed at improving public health and order in the city following directives from Central Equatorial State Governor. Juba County Commissioner Emmanuel Tetes-Bond says the crackdown is intended to improve public health and order. He added that any trader without a health permit will face penalties.
أول حاجة بنفقد الحالة الأمنية في منطقة ما دارين ظواهر تفاوضة تجارة مخدرات وآيس ومرايس الممنوع. الحاكم تاع الولاية صدر قرار إنه جنفار أو رويال جين أو ديسكو جين أو أي مريسة السبيريت أمور السبيريت القاعد يدمر شباب وقاعد يدمر بلد مواطن الجنوبي ما دارينه. أنا هنا شغالين نظام العام يا جماعة الطرقات العامة حاجات ده قاعد من بو عشان نحافظ لروح المواطن. أنا هنا برضو شغالين تفتيش للناس المندوم حاجة بقول له كيرت صحي عشان انت كزول عندك مطعم إننا لازم نعمل لك فحص. في أمراض برضو بنتقل زي ما مدير محلي ذكرين إنه في كوليرا ده بنتقل. في أمراض كتير ممكن يكون عندك سول TB ده برضو بنتقل لأن انت شغال مطعم ده لازم انت تكون ما عندك مرض بيمشي لزول تاني.
Rajaf Payam Director Martin Morris said the initiative will continue emphasizing the importance of public health and urging citizens to take preventive measures against cholera.
انتوا زي ما عارفين انه انا هنا هسه ده في جولات اللي هو بتاع الترتيبات بتاع عيد الكريسماس. قاعد نقول للتجار بتاع في رجاب بيام انه انتوا اللي هو منطقه اللي حددنا لكم الليله بانه ما دارين اي زول فوقه. انا بتمنى اي زول يرجع في مكان بتاعه الورا من الشارع. أوساخ الكثير بيجيب الكوليرا.
Samuel Pitia, Director of Public Order in Juba County, said the initiative is intended to organize the county as the Christmas season approaches.
ونحن نعرف إن كنظام العام ده نعرف إنه جوبا كاونتي بيكون نظيف وشوارع الباب الازدحام دائما بيكون فاضي محلات كمان اللي فوق الظواهر السالبه الناس اللي قاعدين يبيعوا مرايز وانا بناشد الناس بتاعنا في جنب الشركات قالوا لهم نلتزم مع كل ضوابط اللي احنا جنبوه انه احنا ما دارين اي مظاهر اي بيع سمول بزنس اللي قاعد يعملوا في الشوارع لو كان فهم ولا قدرات في الشارع ولا الناس اللي قاعدين يعملوا محلات موبايلات.
Gumbo Shirikat is the second market to undergo such a cleanup following recent efforts at Haboba Bridge. For SSBC News, I am Siwat Abugola Sova reporting.
As the number of children living on the streets increase day by day in Juba, SSBC team has compiled a documentary exploring challenges faced by children without parental care and plans of the government to tackle this issue. SSBC's Tong Achil reports.
Children living and working on the streets outside of the care and protection of their parents are relatively new phenomenon in the entire country. Although exact numbers are unknown, the country director in the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare told us in the interview that the number were few in the past few years. And Ministry is aware on how the street children are increasing monthly due to Sudan conflict and inadequate parental care factor.
We categorize this within the ministry as two main factors. We have push factors and pull factors. Now, one of the push factors to just highlight more is when children don't receive adequate parental care in their families.
Some of the children left their houses because of receiving differing treatment. UNICEF Chief of Child Protection in South Sudan told us that they are partnering with the government of South Sudan for the workforce in order to investigate and create dialogue to address the challenges that facing street children in Juba.
Our job, working for UNICEF and working with the government of South Sudan, is to try and understand the particular circumstances of every single child there and try to support that child to find themselves in a more harmonious and less dangerous situation, and try to identify, where are their families, what has been the breakdown that has led to that child leaving their family, and can there be a resolution, can there be some mediation done so that child can get home.
Gabriel Garang, 15 years old with disability, lived on the street for years, leaving his family back in Barakazal. He faced a lot of challenges since he left the house due to economic hardship in the country.
My name is Gabriel Garang. I am disabled. I cannot see, and I came to Juba with my friend by Somalian trucks. I never knew life of Juba was so hard like this. We do sleep in any of the incomplete building, facing a lot of challenge like malaria, hunger, and coolness when it rains.
Children may be at home, but they may lack adequate, basic needs. Like the children may not have enough food to eat. They don't have proper shelter in the house. They are not even in school. Yet they are living in the family, but they lack very, very minimum basic needs. And a child is somebody who is growing from 0 up to 5 years old. This is a very critical period where children must be very, very well looked after by their parents or whoever is taking care, guardians, so to say. Why? Because this is the moment where a child is growing, both mentally and physically.
As you have seen, she is just 4 years old, moving alone along the streets, looking desperately on what to eat. She left her parents in the far north of Juba city, having 8 months on the streets with her 2 elder sisters that she don't know where they are since morning.
Each single child on the street has a different story, and part of our work is to promote the listening. We need to listen to those children. We need to find a way to allow those children to open up, and then we can address the challenges that child has.
The reason I came to Juba is that I lost someone's smartphone and he threatened to put me in prison. So I decided to come to Juba and find a way that I can work to give him back his phone and say freely. Right now, life in Juba is deteriorating and feel like going back home and see other mean to handle the case. See, I don't know what will that person say if he see me back.
Street children loitering around Juba city along the streets begging for food. Some fill the pathholes with sands and stone to earn money from kind taxi drivers or pedestrians for something to eat and their needs.
These children are on the street, and I don't know if you've seen them. They're active, they're dynamic, they're intelligent, they've got a lot of street smarts about them. These children are not negative. These children are not there because they want to be there. They're there because we, as adults, have failed to look after them. We as adults have failed to provide them education. We as adults have failed to provide them a safe place to live. We as adults have failed to provide them opportunities that will allow them to grow up and provide for themselves and the families that they would dearly love to have.
The National Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, in partnership with UNICEF, are expecting to conduct a convention in the nearest future. The street children survive on the leftovers that they get from the restaurants. Some fill the pathholes to earn money from kind taxi drivers. I'm Tongashwil, Ssbc, Juba.
Thank you, Tongashwil, for that important feature story. We now cross over to Western Barakazal State Capital, where Kandahar football team has defeated the Meritalata 4-1 in the opening of the Christmas Cup football tournament. Addressing the event and the theme Sports for Peace and Unity, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Wau, Matthew Ramijo Adam, calls on the players to demonstrate good sportsmanship and a spirit of peace and togetherness. For his part, Governor Emmanuel Primo Okello affirms government's commitment to supporting sports activities to strengthen the country's sports sector. The chairperson of the organizing committee, Joseph Luka Akwar, says the tournament was to promote peace and unity among communities of Western Barakazal State.
بإخلاص وبأخلاق علشان الرياضة بتاعتنا في كندا تكون رياضة تمام كويس خالص. بنشكر اللجنة المنظمة لأنه قدرت إنه تجمع الشعب بتاعت مدينة واو مع بعض لفترة بتاعت المديدة إنه يكونوا مع بعض كل ميسا. وده حاجة كويسة جدا ونتمنى إنه الفكرة ده تستمر دائما عشان تجمعنا سويا.
ونحن ممتنعين وسعيدين جدا للأخ الوزير محمد علي الوليد لمواصلة ده وتنظيم هذه الدورة كل شهر بتاعت الكريسماس. نحن في هذه اللحظة بنشجع إنه النظام يمشي بصورة كويس وده يكون فرصة لنا كلنا كمواطنين وشعب بتاعت الولاية وحتى الأسر اللي هم يجوا يشاهدوا الكورة ويتربوا مع أطفالهم حتى إنه نحن الشهر ده نقدم شهر بتاعت البركة والشهر بتاعت إنه نحن نستقبل عيد بتاعت السيد المسيح بالسلامة إن شاء الله.
دوري دي بقت إرث ثقافي اجتماعي رياضي في مجتمع بتاع الواو. نحافظ عليه عشان ما يمشي. لكن دور الكريسماس هيكون حاضر لسد فراغ الحاصل في المحتوى بتاعتنا بالذات الفترة بتاعت الكريسماس. الشباب بتاعتنا بياكلوا بالمعنى تاني، لكن قلنا لا ناكل بالمعنى بتاعت الرياضة.
And on Kickboxing Championship, James Majok has sealed the South Sudan Kickboxing Championship title following a competition held in Juba on Saturday. The victory comes after the previous champion Al Hassan failed to comply with federation's rules. Master Coach Puro Okello expressed the federation's commitment to promoting sports industry in the country. James Majok echoed this sentiment, highlighting the unifying power of sports.
pride of the nation now, and we're not just looking for the new champion. We have the new champions, and we can promote the sport globally now to our national and international. The federation will still have more rooms to move forward and to become more stronger. And I would like to see everyone out there who want to support this team, please, we don't refuse for those fighters to go overseas, but come take a permission, make sure you get the right clearance, and you can take fighters anywhere you like.
The sport combine everyone, so like we train in youth center, world can train in youth center. You see it's a very small place, but everyone is there.
We are committed to ensuring that South Sudan Kickboxing Federation grows to the potential it has and make sure that all people of all ages are able to train. We've seen women train, we've seen men train, and this has brought a lot of cohesion amongst us. So at Smart Capital, once again, we are committed to making sure that South Sudan Kickboxing Federation.
And that sports story brings us to the end of our news. From me, Abraham Ken, and the whole team here, we thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.